Hey babes, I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Beverly. Grab your favorite drink. Let's sip and chat.
Welcome to Tipsy and Truthful, the podcast.
Period. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Tipsy and Truthful, the podcast where two best friends sip and chat about life, relationships, parenthood, and everything in between. I'm Beverly.
And I'm Cynthia.
And just to remind you, this is the number one Latina-owned podcast in the world.
Oh, right in the beginning,
Period.
so we don't forget it.
I don't want to forget. Last time we forgot altogether because we were crying about Jace the entire episode. But we're going to keep saying that. We're going to say it every episode.
Yeah.
Period.
Facts.
So, babe, how was your week?
My week has been good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Been very positive.
Period.
Had a little slip-ups this week. Like, just minor ones. Like, ugh. And then caught myself immediately like, no, actually, it's a great day.
That's not a slip-up.
When I said it loudly, yeah. But, I caught it right at the moment. I didn't let it go on.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, Cynthia's working on not complaining.
Yeah.
So that's
being positive, looking at the bright side.
Yes.
Quite literally.
Yes.
My opportunity of the week, don't have one. Again.
Wow.
Week 2.
Girl, you are killing it.
Yeah. I'm very proud of myself.
So my week, I don't know. It was really schmegular, I guess. I had an issue this morning, with Jace's transportation. He goes to an all-day ABA program. It's an hour away, and we have medical transportation set up. The amount of issues we've had with these people. But I'm that psycho mom who's on the phone complaining every week.
I don't think it's psycho.
It's just...
You're being a proactive parent.
I will not stand for
that's advocating for their child who can't advocate for himself.
That's the part that gets me the most. Like, he can't tell you that he's uncomfortable. So I have to tell you, and I'm going to tell you.
And I'm going to be annoying.
Whether you want to hear it or not. They got tired of my annoying ass and dropped us without letting us know. So this morning we're waiting for them to pick up Jace, and they're like literally blocked me on their company phone because I couldn't reach them. I found an alternate phone number, and they were like, oh yeah, you're not on our list. They gave us some BS lie. The point is, I'm proud of myself because that was a stressful morning. A couple things happened. Number one, I was extra snappy and rude to John. Okay. He was like trying to understand what was going on and trying to give suggestions on the spot. And I was basically in poca palabra, Dominican way of saying it. In poca palabra, I was like, okay, stop being an idiot. And being super rude and snappy to him as if it were his fault. But I'm proud of myself because I caught it. Like, he left for work. He didn't even get snappy back, which is good for you, John. But I caught it. And when I sat down after everybody had left, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Why was I such a bitch? Like, that was unnecessary. And I texted him, hey, babe, I was really snappy. Like, I'm so sorry. The transportation issues are not your fault. And I was like, I love you. I'll talk to you later. And I'm proud of myself for catching it and for apologizing. I'm also proud of myself because I just found a solution and I didn't ruminate and let it ruin my day. Like, the rest of my day went like an average normal day for me. Beverly in the past would have let that ruin an entire week. Never mind the day. The entire week I would have been complaining about that shit. Yeah. I'm not doing it no more. For what?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Now I remembered something.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned about you and the way you reacted, I thought of my husband.
Period.
Who has been unknowingly working on his reactiveness. I don't think he's noticed. He knows that he's working on it and catching himself. And I'm not going to say nothing because that's the whole point of ABA.
To him.
Yeah. I'm not saying it to him. Yeah. But I think it's because...
he doesn't know enough English to listen to this, so we're fine.
I know, right? I think that because I've had a change of attitude and a way of approaching things, being much calmer, my home is so calm.
It rubs off on people.
Man, I could honestly sit here and I don't even have to sit in my car the way that I always did, like 5-10 minutes, mentally preparing myself for all the stuff that happens when I get home. Like, everybody needs me. I'm hungry. I'm in a bad mood. I had a bad day at work. I need to do homework. It's just been so calm that I go upstairs and like it's just calm. And it's so funny because I realized that I was that puzzle piece that needed to be put into place so that everything else starts aligning. So my husband, who reacts over the smallest things, really surprised me this week. I think I told you about the whole chicken thing that happened in the car.
Oh my God, yeah. You told me that story and I was shocked.
Yeah. Well, because my husband is like, once again,
He's
overreacts.
He's snappy.
And overreacts over things that don't need like you don't even need to react to that.
Yeah.
Well, we were leaving baseball. Let me just make this quick so you can have the context. We left baseball practice, well, a baseball game that Cairo had on Tuesday. And I was exhausted. We were all tired. It was like 7:45. So we came up with a game plan. Actually, Cairo did. He's like, listen, Mom, I'm tired and I'm hungry. And I don't want to wait for you to cook something. Can we get Burger King if I do good in my baseball game? And my husband's like, actually, I know you're tired. You don't wanna cook.
It's a win-win.
He wanted food like takeout too. So we stopped in Pollo Centro to get chicken, and then we stopped in Burger King to get, Cairo something. But he was so hungry that he was eating his chicken in the car. And the chicken that he was eating comes with this mojo or like this like sauce.
Yeah.
And I hit a bump. While I was driving, I hit a pothole.
Yeah.
And all the sauce went everywhere on his sweater, on his essential sweater.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, this man is very particular about his clothes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a big deal.
Oh, yeah. It went all over his sweater. It went on his legs, everywhere. And him a couple weeks ago would have had the biggest reaction, like, esta maldita suera, and this, like he just would have overreacted completely. And when I saw him catch himself and say, literally, that's all he said.
And then took a deep breath.
And just like cleaned himself off and put everything in the bag. And I was like,
you were bracing for impact.
Oh yeah, I was mentally preparing for like the whole, like, my sweater's ruined. And why was that bump there? Like just all these things. Like, and he did it. I was like, wow. And I didn't want to give too much attention. ABA 101. You don't want to give attention to that. You want to let it happen because you don't want a big reaction. You don't want to call attention to that.
I would have acknowledged.
No. You have to let it. Once it's like a routine, then you can bring it up because that's it. But right now, we're still clearly in the learning stages. I am not saying nothing until it's set in stone. But like that was huge. So I'm proud of him for that too.
Period.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me to our
episode today. It's
based on change, I think, and things that we would tell our younger selves. So, I mean, maybe your husband would tell his younger self, like, calm down. It's not that deep.
I know. Come on, dude.
So we have a few things on our list, and we have some, we asked our friends, and we had them come up with some things. Jessica, you got to think of something on the spot.
On the spot, so start thinking.
I don't even know what the episode's about. I just said things that you would tell your younger self.
Hello, aren't you listening? No. We're back to being rude to Jessica. That's just normal.
Jessica's the enemy again. So I have the answer. I asked my sister, Shirley, and this is what she said. I would tell my younger self to have more self-love and forgiveness. Take better care of my health and be smarter with spending habits.
Wow.
Isn't that very fitting?
Yes.
The spending habits part?
I was just like, whoa. Yeah, because she's an impulsive shopper.
Yeah.
She's always been like that since her first job, since her first everything. Mm-hmm. I just remember her spending negative $250 in her account, and she don't care. She'll keep going to Target like, that's not my problem. The bank can figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have some?
I do. I'm gonna read actually one of Vonnie's because I really love.
She was the only second person I had, so go ahead. But I won't have.
Okay, no, go. I'll say some of my work friends. You can.
Okay.
Vonnie, I'm sharing you right now.
No, Vonnie was mine because I asked her.
Yes, but still. All right, but I asked my friends at work, 2 of my friends.
Okay.
One of them said, "Take bigger risks."
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah. And then she said, "Wait, I read that wrong." Shit, that's hard. She said, "Don't settle. Keep pushing yourself." The other one said, "Do things. Just do things. Basically say yes more."
So simple.
Mm-hmm. Just do things. Like, instead of like looking for ways to get out of things that you think are not going to be enjoyable, just do them. Mm-hmm. And it's true because there's a lot of times that I'm like, I don't want to do that. but I miss out on so many opportunities. God knows how many things I actually miss out on.
At least the experience.
Yeah.
Whether it ends up that you love it or
Mhm.
maybe not so much, you get to, that's a memory and an experience that you get to keep.
Yeah. She said, listen to your intuition, be kinder to yourself, and save money. And the save money is funny because, like Shirley, she is an impulsive shopper, but also recently she put in quotation quotes, spends $500 on Botox because she recently just got Botox, and we've been trying to talk her out of it.
Baby steps. I see you, girl. Baby steps.
We've been trying to talk her out of it. She's like, no, I'm getting that damn Botox. It's on discount, so she got it. But I think that that list is very fitting. She said maybe 40-year-old me will listen because she said she's still working on it.
Hey, nobody said these have to be something that we've perfected so far.
Yeah.
It's just something you would tell your younger self.
For sure.
Maybe hearing it a little earlier would help. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from our friend Vani. So this is Cynthia's other best friend, and I'm stating her. She's my other best friend too. She said, first of all, she started the sentence with "Don't get me started."
Mm-hmm.
Number one, don't be so hard on yourself.
Which is huge.
There's always a solution. Put down the McDonald's. Exercise and keep healthy to avoid medical problems in the future. That's huge. And that's part of my list. I don't
know if Vani will let me get into that, but she's had a lot of health complications in the recent years. And I think that her sitting down and like talking about this is liberating for her, but also like hard.
Yeah.
You know?
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I think she probably sits down now and can see the road that brought her to where she landed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the good thing is she's making changes.
Oh, she's been making changes, yeah.
To be healthier.
Yes. Vani, I'm proud of you.
We're both proud of you. Trust God and his path. That's huge.
That makes me want to cry.
I know. And trust sparingly. Not everyone has my best interests at heart. Don't let ego get in the way of family and friends, and always remain close to God. Period. She's like, I could have kept going, but
yeah. Man.
That's good.
You know, the one with the ego, I am going to steal that because I've talked about this in another episode. Vani and I had a little, in the last episode I said raft.
I'm gonna interrupt you and I'm gonna ask you to be real because it wasn't little.
It was little because this is why. This is why we say it's little now. Because right now we can't remember exactly what it was.
I'm not saying the argument, the reason was little, but it was big enough where you didn't talk to your best friend for an extended amount of time.
Yeah.
Not months.
For years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That to me, that's
and that
not
hurt
little.
For a long time.
I can imagine.
Every day. Because Vani and I have been best friends since high school. And like, she calls my mom and my dad mommy and papi. My sisters are her sisters. My other best friend is her other best friend.
Yes.
You know, like our families are very intertwined.
She's like the twin you never actually
had. Literally. She's like literally me. Mm-hmm. My sarcasm, like everything. So like not being able to talk to her for things that got in the way of just us trying to communicate instead, you know, really sucks to think about the years that we lost. And I think that's why we hold each other so close now, because we know how much it hurt.
Make up for lost time. Yeah.
My eyes got watery because it's true. What?
We're gonna have a jar. Jessica has a suggestion.
Well, I can't help it. We're old.
So the suggestion is we're gonna have a jar. You know, like a swear jar, but this is a tear jar. And every time we shed a tear, we gotta put money in it.
Does it have to be like actually roll down your cheek to count? Okay, so it has to roll down your cheek.
And you said $10?
Wait. Can it? Does it have to roll down your cheek?
I can agree to a quarter.
Does it just have to pull in your eyes? Because then I'm in trouble.
We're both in trouble.
Because I know how to control it once it's in my eyes. I'm like, don't blink.
No.
We can already see that.
Well, it's because this is like it's true. I think the older we get, the more I appreciate.
You gotta put $10 in there.
Yes, I know. I'm not gonna. I think that the older we get, the more I appreciate family for real. And that's so corny. But like, you know, when you're like, oh, my family. No, but it's like really like you, like for real. Like you feel it. Like friends and family that mean the world to me, I want to express that constantly. I don't want to wait for time and things to happen for me to have to say that. I want them to know that and feel that every day, you know? So great list, Bonnie. You know?
So we have our own list. So I think maybe we can go back and forth.
You go first.
This is kind of similar to what Yvonne said about like your health. I wrote it as your body is a temple. So treat it as such. Learning to try to control my impulse and cravings and trying to learn how to love the gym. That's a real big struggle for me, guys. Huge struggle. Like, if I would have picked this up before I had kids, it would have been a part of my everyday life. I wouldn't have to not force. What's the word I'm looking for? Negotiate with my girls to have them eat an asparagus or a piece of broccoli. Like, this would be their regular,
automatic,
normal life, right? Like for Jonas, he's been exposed to a lot more healthy foods from the beginning because he came into my life at a point where I was already starting that. And yeah, if I could tell my younger self, I would be like, mira, mija, let go of the Malibu, okay? Get out of the Taco Bell drive-thru. Your body's a temple. Stop putting garbage into it.
Yeah.
That would be my first one.
I can agree with that.
You could agree?
For sure. Especially the older that we get, that we see it's not as easy to be like, I want to lose 20 pounds.
Yes.
Because before I could blink an eye and be like, 30 pounds gone. Now I'm just like, 1 pound?
Way, though.
I gained 1 pound. I've been in the gym every day. How the heck does this happen?
For an entire month and you only lost 0.5.
No, you gained it.
You gain it. You don't even lose weight.
The frick?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, be wise to the words that you speak.
Like the power of words?
Yeah. Because I think that especially like looking back from now and everything that's been going on recently, I said a lot of very negative things when I was in a negative headspace because I'm such an emotional person that I say what I feel at the moment, which is not always the smartest thing because a lot of things were just feelings because I needed to get them out.
Yeah.
And I would hurt other people. And I never took that into consideration when I was upset.
You would only consider how you felt in that moment and not how that would affect others.
And that you can't take back words.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
You can't take back things that you say. And so I wish,
you would say younger Cynthia down.
Yeah.
And be like, mira, cuidado con esa boquita.
Yeah. Porque bota fuego.
Yeah.
Literal. And so I would say that to myself.
Good for you to recognize it though. Number 2, make fun of me if you want. I would say younger Beverly down and tell her you're a princess.
Why would we wait? Stop.
What?
Why would we make fun of that?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people want to say like, oh, it's a fairy tale. Like nobody's going to treat you like a princess. Lies.
Lies.
You are a princess. You deserve to be treated as such. Okay. And if anybody thinks that's too much, they should go find less. You don't need to lower your standards because somebody can't give you the treatment that you deserve. So I would sit little Beverly down and I would be like, oye, flaca, tú eres una princesa. Don't forget. Doesn't matter if the people around you forget. You don't forget. Period. Go find less. Period.
For sure. I think I can 100% agree with that. For me is don't be afraid to try things and fail. That's it. Because I'm always
going to be like a 10-minute episode.
No, it's because like, man, you know how many things I've said no to because I've been scared of failure. And I think now sitting in my 30s, looking through my 20s and my teens, if I would have said yes, maybe my life would be. And I don't want to change anything. It's just like having that thought of having an open mind.
The what could have, would have happened.
Exactly. And so now I'm trying to live with an open mind. I was like, well, we don't know what's going to happen, but we're not going to know if we don't try.
Exactly.
So
that's how we're going to become the number 1 Latina on podcast.
Of course.
In the world, period.
And that's
how you never know.
Exactly. No, we do know though.
We do know. It's claimed, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, when you say that, my sister comes to mind. My sister Carolina. When I tell you this woman has a confidence that I've never seen in anybody else in my life.
Yeah.
ever. Like, you can't tell her shit. She's like, no, I am the best. Like, you can't tell her nothing. And I love that about her.
Carolina could look at a job application for a doctor and she'll be like, I never done it, but I can do it. I'll save somebody's life.
Full confidence. I could figure that out.
Either save it or we don't know.
Let's do it. That's so funny.
Okay, my next one is to understand that both can be true. I think I've said this here before. Like, the power of duality. Sometimes I get stuck in like wanting to be right. And I forget that sometimes two things that are opposites can be true at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like,
Yep.
Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Oh, I said it in I think a couple episodes back. The duality of I love myself the way that I am, and I accept and I can work on being better in X, Y, and Z area.
For sure.
I used to be like, well, that's contradicting myself. I can't do that. But yes, I can. I can love myself as I am today, but still leave space for improvement because nobody's perfect. So learning that duality exists in this world, and it's okay to sometimes be a walking contradiction.
But that's also
I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
When I was younger, because I would be so rigid and so stuck in. But you said that, so now you gotta live that.
Yeah. I even felt like that a couple months ago. That's how much work we're doing within ourselves that we're realizing like a lot of things we said, they don't have to stay that way. You can change your mind. My next one is saying no is okay.
Period.
Okay.
We were so taught
to say yes.
Our job was to serve others.
All the time.
Whether that was good for us or not. Your job and your place in this world is to serve everybody else. Okay? Are you tired? That's too bad.
That's too bad.
Are you mentally exhausted?
Too bad.
I don't see it. Like,
suck it up.
Learning to say no was huge for me too.
Yeah. So especially walking in that and like not feeling bad about it. Being like, no.
Not available for that.
No, it's like no. And if you get upset, I can't control your feelings.
Oh, that's my next one.
So I say no and you do with that what you want, but I can't control it. And I'm okay with whatever you want to give me back. Because I already stood my ground. And no is no. And your reaction to that or the way that you respond to that is not going to change my original answer, which is still no. So that's what I would tell my younger self.
Another thing I would tell my younger self, and it's related to that, is that you can't control anybody but you. I realized that a lot of my people pleasing was me trying to control other people's perception of me. Like, but if I say no, they're going to think I'm mean. But if I say no, they're going to think I'm a bitch. They can think whatever they want to think.
For real.
Listen, younger Beverly. Who cares?
Yeah.
You can only control you. This goes with everything. I can't even control my children, really. I can put boundaries for them. I can put restrictions. But at the end of the day,
they will
truly, they're there. They still own their own bodies.
For real. And when you think about it like that, it's just like a reality check.
Right.
Because you really can't control
I can't
anything.
Force them to fall asleep.
You can only control you.
For example, I can give them a bedtime, take away the screens, put them in a dark lit room. Like, these are the things that are the boundaries that I can set as their parent. I can't physically make their body shut down. I can't.
Yeah.
So
I can't make somebody understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
It's not my responsibility either.
I used to get so frustrated with situations where I felt like I was giving and giving and giving and giving and doing and doing and doing and not receiving. And I was still a bad guy, no matter what. If I say no one time, even though I said yes 50, I'm the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
The moment I took control and I was like, wait a minute. How am I mad at them for not reciprocating? I can't control them. What I can control is I can pull it back. If I'm giving you 100 and you're giving me 2% back, that's not your fault. All I have to do is scale it back. I got to give 2% back just like you. The moment I realized that, Cynthia, I swear that was a huge turning point in my life.
I get that. Because
huge.
Yeah, I get that 100%.
And this goes across all of my relationships.
Yeah. It's true.
Life-changing.
Life-changing. And it takes away so much stress.
Oh, yeah.
From your life.
Yeah.
The moment you're just like,
But they're
Okay.
not gonna like me. But they're gonna think
I don't
let
care.
them-
I
let them
honestly, I'm
think.
not in the game. And I saw this at Know For Sure podcast in one of their last episodes with Iman Hudson. Where you might know him from Wild 'N Out. Where? Who? You've been
Oh.
where him? He said, I'm not in the business of convincing.
Period.
And it's true. Like, I don't have to convince you
Of
about anything.
No.
You do what you want. So that is humongous. Not even huge. Ginormous.
Yeah.
So
Do you have another one?
I do.
Okay, because I deleted my list.
I have a million. I could keep going.
Okay.
This one is huge because this one has been the hardest one for me. That my path and my journey is my path and my journey.
You can explain a little further? Or?
Yeah, I feel like, and this goes, I think a lot of people could relate. I think that especially in the world that we live in of social media, it's hard to be grateful and content and appreciative of the place that you are in your life, the things you have in your life, the relationships you are living in, friendships, if you're traveling, if you're not traveling, how much money you're making, all these things. And if you let this suck you in, it's going to destroy you. And it's going to make you, I don't want to say salty, but like it gives you the wrong perception about life. You have to understand that everybody's journey is completely individual. And I think that especially now where in the part of my life that I'm living and walking in right now, for me, there's nothing more important than gratitude. Gratitude for my health, gratitude for my family, gratitude for just being alive and being able to experience life the way that I'm experiencing it now. And so for me, understanding and really truly walking in, this is my journey, and wherever God wants me to be, I will be in due time. I will be there because it's meant for me. And if it's not, it's not. And I'm okay with whatever.
That takes a huge amount of stress off of you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you, younger Beverly, you're not crazy. That feeling that you feel, that gut feeling, that's called your intuition. And it's always right. So listen to it. Trust your body, trust your gut. And it's going to guide you to different places in the world. I feel like too many times, like, we are like gaslit. We gaslight ourselves into thinking like, no, this isn't. Even as simple as, I'm trying to think of an example. This pregnancy brain is real, y'all. Cynthia and me have gone through this too many times. I want to go out. Cynthia doesn't want to go out. Something is telling her not to go out. Her intuition is telling her, keep your ass at home. But she doesn't listen to it. She's like, yo estoy loca, ¿qué va a pasar? It's just a club. It's just down the street. It's just around the corner. You don't know what your intuition is trying to save you from. You don't know if there's a car accident. You don't know if somebody's going to get stabbed in the club.
Which has been happening a lot.
You don't know.
Which is scary.
So just trust what your intuition is telling you. It's not fake. Do you have another one, sir?
I think this is, especially now, I think that the more I think about our journey in this walk of like life, not being okay is okay sometimes. And I thought that when I was younger, when I look at my life, sometimes when I was in a very negative place, I thought that was it. And I would get stuck and dwell on that. But looking now, I'm like, girl, it builds character. Going through situations where you feel like you're at your lowest builds character. And it's necessary. So it's not okay to not be okay sometimes. Because it's necessary for your growth.
It's not okay to not be okay?
It's okay to not be okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Tongue twister there. Because, it's necessary for character development. It's necessary for wisdom. It's necessary for, sometimes the course of your life changes. And that's sometimes necessary. So.
Period.
Yeah.
I found the words that I was looking for earlier. It has to do with your perception in the world. A specific situation comes to mind. Shirley called me and she was upset. She had a little tiff and she was feeling attacked. When she told me the entire situation, I didn't hear where this other person actually used words that were attacking her. So I stopped and I told her, like, okay, like, what about this is making you feel attacked? There was no word saying you are this or you are that. So it's your perception. I'm like, you are making this mean something about you. You in your head are making this mean, I don't know. Like, I don't want to give too many details because that's her situation, not mine. But I can give an example in my life. Like, I remember my friend once, I had left one of the girls with Cynthia. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I had gone out, I think, and left either one of the girls with you or with Evelyn. I don't remember. The point is that they were with an aunt. And this person had asked me, oh, where's the girls? And she said, with their aunt. And she turned around and told me, you can't leave your kids with just anyone. And that got me so upset. She didn't say specifically, you're a bad mom. But my perception in that moment, I took her words to mean something for me, right? So I would tell my younger self to stop blaming other people for the way I'm perceiving things. You have to look at the situation in black and white. Did this person call me a bad, like, stop and think, why do I feel this way? Because she's calling me a bad mom. Okay, but did she say those words? No. So it helps us, like, really step back and get out of our heads. Because a lot of the times, all the voices in our head are just telling us that we suck. That's the truth.
All day.
All day. Our inner voice is like, you suck, you suck. And it's whatever you hear when you're little, right? We talked about this in a previous episode. Your perception comes into play so many times when you're feeling hurt, defeated, blah, 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 blah. Even in an argument, like let's say an argument with John, sometimes it's not even the words that he uses, but my perception of the things that he's saying is what really hurts. When I step back and I look at the whole picture and I'm like, okay, Beverly, settle down. Okay, I know that you feel hurt and you can feel hurt, but he didn't actually say those words. So
Stop
tone it down.
making up words and
Stop making it that, because that's not what it is. That is something that I'm still working on.
Yeah.
But you know, I noticed that I'm getting better at it because when my sister Shirley told me that situation, I was able to sit back and listen to it and help her get out of herself and look at the picture the way I do. So I was proud of myself in that moment because I was able to teach Shirley what I'm still learning. You know, I feel like
that goes back to next episode.
We're mentioning everything we've mentioned in the previous episodes.
I think that for some people this might be repetitive, but we're still learning these things and we haven't mastered them. And that's why we continuously talk about them. Because we're literally working on them as we're telling you guys about these things.
Literally. Jess, do you have any that you would tell your younger self?
I'm going to keep my last one
for after Jess?
For last.
Okay, I don't have any after, so.
That's going to be my nugget.
Oh.
I guess I would say it's not that deep.
That's a big one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So in case you guys didn't hear her, we asked Jessica and she said she would tell her younger self that it's not that deep.
Okay, explain.
Well, like, basically, because I'm still young.
She says she's still young. She's
not. If you would do something to me, if I'll get anything would trigger me.
Yeah.
And I'll get mad and it would be my entire day. Just like
Not your entire day. It would be months or years.
Well, if it's somebody that did something to me, then it would be probably like 5 years before I can forgive you.
Yeah.
Or not forgive you, just let it go. Because I wouldn't even like talk to you about it or anything like that. We should let it go. But I don't think that other person might even know
why you were mad at them for 5 whole years.
Yeah, exactly. But,
yeah.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
And my failures are my growth.
There you go.
It's important to fail.
It's important to fail, and that's something that, like you said, I am very afraid of. So I should have pushed myself a little bit more in that.
Same. I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of you would reach so far if you were just
Yeah.
I think it's because you're just so hard on yourself. And I see that in Jessica, and I'm the same way.
She's a perfectionist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
And then also, I would tell myself, be more approachable.
How so?
Well, like there's a certain circle of people that I am more comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
So like you, Cynthia, you might know more about me. You might know other sides of me that maybe other people from the family don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm very closed off on that sense, and like I had friendships which are pretty good, and I just fell off because I either don't reach out or because it goes both ways. Like I'm not gonna pull down on them only. Like it goes both ways, and I never went back and reached out, and that's like a good friendship that I had. And now that I look back, I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about somebody else from high school.
Okay.
It's never too late.
No, I mean I reached out again. Like like when I was in DR, I reached out to this person, and we've been in contact since then. Obviously, I haven't like said anything like, "Oh, I'm sorry for not keeping in touch," because she did follow up with me, but I never like actually responded. Yeah, because I don't know what I think I am, Jenny from the block. I don't know.
I think you think you are Jenny from the block.
Yeah, but so be more approachable. You probably won't see that.
I think instead of approachable, do you mean vulnerable?
I think
because I don't
not even vulnerable. I think more open.
Yeah,
more open. Yeah.
Open those lines of communication, not shut yourself off from the world. Especially when you're having a hard time, like when you were sick.
Yeah, communication is huge for you.
Yeah, communication is huge.
Jessica,
I don't like nobody hurt me, so I don't know why I have these walls, which is like you have to like work to get through them.
Don't say nobody hurt you.
Who hurt me?
I'm not a therapist, but I think if you sat down, you would figure out where this hurt comes from. It's not nowhere. Well, you didn't grow up with your dad, and that affects you hugely. Whether you can recognize it today or not, it affects it. It affects all of us.
But I don't think it affects me on that part. I think it's just how I was raised.
Oh, not learning that from other people?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's how I was raised, because my family is not open to express their feelings. Mm-hmm. So you never... You didn't get that modeled. You never see me. You didn't get that modeled. It's hard for me to tell you, hey, I love you. Mm-hmm. ¿Cuánto veces lo escuchado de mí?
I could count it in one hand.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's not that I don't. It's just that I don't express it.
Yeah, probably negative one.
And it's important to tell the people that, are here now, how you feel, instead of when they're not here.
Exactly.
How you feel.
I'm not a therapist, but you're describing emotional neglect. If your parents don't tell you that they love you constantly and remind you of that and model what it is to be healthy and open with your feelings, that's called emotional neglect. And again, I'm not a therapist, but if you sat down with a therapist, they would explore that with you. That's all I'm saying. It never comes from nowhere.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
But and then the other thing that I would say is you shouldn't have bought a PS4. You should have built a computer. And Sims 4 is better with mods.
Period. I have one more. She reminded me of one that's like a little more light. Your mom's right. That boy ain't shit.
Oh my gosh.
Your mom is right about everything pretty much.
Your mama is always right.
But listen, Beverly, that boy ain't shit. Your mama's right.
Same. About a lot of things. About friendships. About situations. My mom told me, te lo dije.
My mom would see through people.
Yeah.
De una vez. Again, friendships, everything. She'd be like, I don't like that friend for you.
It's funny because I'm like that.
And I'm like that with Aaliyah too.
Just like,
We got that mom magic.
I think we got that mom magic.
All right, you have your last one?
So this is going to be my nugget of the day, because I think that all of us we don't realize that we're the ones that control this. We don't realize that no one else can give us this. Okay? So my nugget of the day, right? Everybody ready?
Ready.
It's no one else's job to make you happy.
Period.
All the things that we talked about are from self. Mm-hmm. Every single thing we talked about, we didn't mention anybody else. We're talking about ourselves, our journey, our this, our that, right? So it's your job to work through all the crap that we got to work through to get to where we need to get to. And it's not easy, guys. We've mentioned this since day one, episode 1. This is episode 25, 26.
I don't know. 25. 25.
25. Last one was 24. Wow. So for 25 episodes,
Yeah.
we've been slipping in there
Uh-huh.
that you have to work. Like, guys, I'm going to keep reiterating this until episode 1225. It's your job to work through the things that challenge you, the things that hurt you, the things that weigh you down.
Mm-hmm.
And you're never going to find happiness within yourself if you don't work through these things.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to get it through how much money you have, what houses you have, what cars, what clothes you wear, what people you surround yourself with.
Your relationships. I think that
Nothing.
we grow up being in this picture of you're gonna get married and your husband's gonna make you happy.
But that's
your
so
wife's
wrong.
gonna make you
Yeah.
happy. Wrong.
This house, this picket fence, this big house with the white picket fence and the all these things.
This,
And none of
this
it.
family vacation is gonna make you happy.
Nothing.
None of those external things are gonna.
Oh my
work.
God, not that bag, not those shoes, not
Mm-mm.
that car, nothing but you and Jesus.
Period.
Had to slip it in there. Because honestly, it's you. It's all you.
Yeah.
And so get to work. Get to work finding all the things that hurt you and that weigh you down
Yeah.
and that held you back from all the things that you want. Because it's you, baby girl. Or baby boy. It's nobody else.
Yeah.
That's
I like
it.
that. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
So, guys, thanks again for tuning into the #1 Latina-owned podcast in the world.
Amen to that.
Air horns. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. We love you. Thank you for listening. Episode 25 already.
Yeah.
We're gonna start planning something special for episode 30, another game.
Yeah. Or something else.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
come back next week. We're gonna have a special Father's Day episode.
Oh yeah, we're so excited about
that we
it.
hope you guys will enjoy.
Yeah. So on that note, thank you for not getting tipsy with us.
but still keeping it truthful.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out on Instagram at Tipsy and Truthful Podcast.
And TikTok at Tipsy and Truthful. See you next week.
Love you, babes.